This 9th generation 2025 Toyota Camry is spectacularly unremarkable, but that's a good thing. What do I mean? Well, stick around and I'll tell you. So this 2025 Toyota Camry is indeed all new. It is the 9th generation of the Camry, and we have seen since 1982 the relevance of this model in the Toyota lineup take different levels. Of course, at one point in time, you know, the mid-size sedan was the ubiquitous family vehicle. Everybody was in one, but North American preferences, as we've talked about many times, have shifted. So the fact that we even have new generations of sedans in the mid-size is something notable, because there really isn't that many other competitors. This Camry in the US and Canada is the best-selling mid-size sedan, but it's kind of a, asterisk figure, because really, as I said, there aren't a lot of other players. So again, the fact that this is an all-new Camry is something to be, I would say, noted and in my view, congratulated, because I still like them. Insofar as trim packages and offerings go, in the US, the 2025 Camry will have 4 trim levels. You've got your LE, your SE, your XLE, and XSE. In Canada, they dropped the LE, but they've actually added a couple of upgraded SE packages. So there's actually 5 in total in Canada and 4 in the US. Besides the fact that there is a new Camry, what else is notable for this 9th generation? Well, probably most prominently is the fact that this is the first time that the Camry is being offered only in hybrid electric powertrain. There is no gas-only version, and they've dropped the V6. So all trim levels are HEV. It's also the first ever sedan pairing from Toyota where they're offering the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine and Toyota's 5th generation hybrid system. And with hybrids, it's also the first time that Toyota is offering their electronic on-demand all-wheel drive system that will be available across all trim levels. This new Camry has had its suspension and its braking system re-engineered for what is really designed to be a more balanced handling and overall greater ride comfort. With the sporty versions, the XSE, there's more of a sport tune handling package, but there have been refinements done in that area overall. So as for this hybrid system, the powertrain is the only one available on the 2025 Camry. What you're looking at is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that is paired with Toyota's 5th generation of its hybrid system. In terms of its output, in front-wheel drive, you're looking at a combined 225 net horsepower. Now that, according to Toyota, is the most horsepower ever offered in a standard entry-level version of the Camry. Now, of course, it's mentioned that in all trims you can get the electronic on-demand all-wheel drive system, which utilizes an electric motor on the rear axle. So it's a part-time system. It's not connected throughout. It's so on-demand, as they would say. But if you take that on any of the trims, you're going to get an extra output. You're now up to 232 net horsepower. And it is noted by Toyota that that figure is 30 horsepower more than the outgoing gas model, which had the mechanical all-wheel drive system. One thing I will note about the 5th generation hybrid system here is the amount of time that this vehicle operates on EV only. I mean, some of the earliest hybrids, you'd get 10-20% of the time, but there have been some instances during the week I've had this, mostly just while puttering around the city where I'm doing some, running errands and such, where I've had drives where you've had up to 2/3 EV only. I mean, that's not something you would say is standard or normal, but it did surprise me the amount of EV only driving I could get with this hybrid system. The biggest benefit, of course, from going to a hybrid only powertrain system is fuel economy, and where that is concerned, the numbers are pretty good. In front-wheel drive powertrain systems, the combined fuel economy rating of this 2025 Camry is 4.9 liters per 100 kilometers, which works out to 48 US miles per gallon. If you go with the optional electronic on-demand all-wheel drive system, the combined fuel economy rating with the XLE would be 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers, or 46 US miles per gallon. With the XSE, or the sportier version, that number jumps up to 5.3 liters per 100 kilometers or 44 US miles per gallon. Now, the main reason for that between the XLE and the XSE is the XSE, as the sportier version, comes with 19-inch wheels versus 18 on the XLE, so you're going to get a little bit less efficiency with the bigger wheels. So with the exterior design of the 2025 Camry, there are some notable changes that it's a new Camry, but at the same time, the Camry does have a somewhat well-established exterior look to it. All grades on the new Camry are going to feature new slim LED headlights, daytime running lights, and tail lights. You're also getting that new look of the hammerhead front grille. There's variations of it depending on trim level, but it's what we've seen with the Crown when it was launched, that new look. Same with the Prius. It's a consistent front look that we're going to probably see as other models come out with new designs from Toyota. Depending on trim level in terms of that frontage on XLE grades, you're going to be sort of looking at a more refined horizontal bar front grille that's going to be finished in a dark metallic gray. On sportier, the SE and the XSE trims, you're going to get an added sport mesh front grille, which is what I'm driving. I'm in the XSE, and I like it. I like the look, certainly better than the XSE of the previous Camry. You've also got side sport rockers and black finishes throughout. You've got some functionality in the exterior design. You've got some side air ducts to improve aerodynamics and fuel economy as a result. You've got a rear spoiler and a diffuser. There's a couple new colors available with the new Camry. You've got Ocean Gem, which is what I'm driving, and there's something called Heavy Metal, which is actually more like gray, but no, it's heavy metal. But that's in addition to the traditional sort of colors that the Camry has also been known for. When you get into the XSE, you're going to get some two-tone look. Like what I have, I've got the two-tone black with the Ocean Gem. As for wheels, your base is going to be 16 inches on the XLE. You're going to get into 18-inch black finished alloys, and with the XSE, you're going to get 19-inch black and smoke gray alloy wheels. It's a distinctive look and one that I think fits well in this car. In terms of the interior design changes, Toyota labels this as an open concept design. I don't know how it's overly different than others, but we'll go with what they're saying here in that case. With what's up front of you here in terms of instrumentation, base models are going to offer a 7-inch digital gauge cluster, while there's going to be a standard 12.3-inch fully digital gauge cluster that's going to be found on XLE and XSE grades. Also on the XLE and XSE, you're going to come with a standard 10-inch heads-up display. It's decent enough. It gives you most of the basic information. Nothing overly advanced, but it's fine and projects far enough. I have no issues with it. In terms of what's here in the center, standard, you're going to get an 8-inch touchscreen display, but on the upgraded XLE and XSE, you move up to a 12.3-inch center infotainment screen. The system does include standard Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compatibility. It also pairs with their wireless QI charging system, which is better than some of the previous QI systems that I've dealt with. If you want to listen to some good tunes, I mean, the system here is okay. On the upgraded XLE and XSE, you've got an upgraded 9-speaker JBL premium system. It's not going to rock your socks, but it's okay. We always need to connect in. Despite having some wireless charging, there still are those USB needs for connecting and powering. So the Camry offers a bunch of different connections. You've got 5 connector ports in general. You're going to have 3 in the front. You've got 2 of them are USB-C, and there's still a USB-A media port. There's also going to be a couple in the rear. You've got 1 USB-C and a USB-A chapter, and that's across all grade and trim levels. One thing that Toyota's team has noted in terms of ride comfort, and I generally agree with, is they've enhanced the comfort of the seating here. What they've done is they've changed the shape and the overall density of the seat cushions. The other thing they've done is they've increased the length of the cushion, so your legs don't feel like they're hanging over a bit. The other thing they've done, and this is something that I've noticed on Toyotas for a while that I haven't loved, is the headrest has been softened and moved rearward a little bit to sort of enhance better ergonomics and comfort. And that's one thing I've always noticed. There will always be this headrest that was tilted way forward, and this is better. It's still a little bit leaning, but better than it's been, so I'm glad they took care of that. In terms of seat adjustability and comfort, what is standard is you have an 8-way power driver's seat and a 6-way manual passenger seat. Now here in Canada, also across all trims, is you have standard heated seats and also a heated steering wheel no matter what. That is important here. Maybe not so much in parts of the US, but it does matter here. On upgraded XSE and XLE, you're also going to get the addition of ventilated front seats, and the passenger seat goes from a manual to an 8-way power adjustability. And on XLE and XSE, you're also going to get a standard power tilt and slide panoramic roof, and there's also going to have a power retractable sunshade. Now this is a mid-size sedan, so in terms of overall passenger volume, you're basically looking at 100 cubic feet. It's technically 99.9, so call it 100. That is without the moonroof. It's slightly less if you have the moonroof, so it's still plenty of interior passenger volume. Legroom is fine, shoulder room is fine. As for cargo, and cargo is always that one area where people who say I jump over to crossovers is, well, it just doesn't have enough. It's not bad. We're looking at 15.1 cubic feet of trunk space, and I mean, I was able to get lots of luggage in there when I needed to, and groceries. So I mean, understanding it's not a high roof crossover, it still has a decent amount of cargo space in the trunk. Overall ride and comfort is fine. It's, certainly with the improvements to the suspension, it's going to be a more comfortable ride. This XSE, which is supposed to be sportier, well, I'm not really noticing it as performance oriented. Nothing stands out, and that's what Toyota does well. It builds vehicles. I've called it before in other reviews, sort of a vanilla kind of thing, which is nothing wrong with that. Vanilla is stable, it's reliable, and that's what people who flock to this brand want. Nothing overly exciting. It's better, it's nicer looking, it's more fuel efficient, but it's still a Camry. And after 9 generations, people expect certain things. And even though this market segment is shrinking, it's still viable enough to create a new generation of model, and this will still sell well. You will see, when you do see a mid-size down the road, you will see a lot of them being the new Camry, because it's really designed to be successful, just by a different context. So what do you think? Is this 2025 Camry unremarkably remarkable, and is that a good thing? Do you like it that way? What about your thoughts on the choice of a hybrid-only engine? Should we see a plug-in hybrid? Should we go all electric? Or do you miss the V6? Let me know in a comment, and I'd love to read them. Now, if you're not subscribed to the Novak Report, please consider doing so. And if you are subscribed, make sure you're ringing the bell so that you get notified of every time I upload something new. And that's it for my look at the 2025 Toyota Camry. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching.